Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is David Novak. I used to be a poet and playwright and have given up those occupations primarily to try to become a reader of books. That's not to say I won't write a poem here or there, but the idea of my writing a play at this juncture is inconceivable. So, as a reader, one of the things that I do, and even before I was dedicating myself to reading, I would check the little libraries which dot the neighborhood. Just on my morning walk with the dog, there are several that I inevitably pass by. Years ago, when I was walking further and had more energy to be with the dogs on a wider circuit, there were untold numbers of book boxes that I would pass. Be that as it may, the one just down on the corner had 2 books. Now, one of these books I saw the other day, yesterday perhaps, and the box was so full, I just kind of took a cursory glance and decided there was nothing that I wanted and passed on by. And the book that I decided not to get was this one about playing Shakespeare. My community is a very theatrical community, and this kind of thing is not uncommon to find in a box, or book collections of monologues, that sort of thing. I already have my collections of Shakespearean monologues, so this I figured I just don't need, and I left it there. But then this morning when I was out and walking past, a lot of the books had been removed, and I saw that this was in there, but it was pressed up against another book, and the other book is this one. Now, although I do not read plays, I'm not interested in theater, I try not to go see any theater except if it has music in it at this point. So musical theater or opera, those are okay with me, and I'll go to symphony if there's something of curiosity. But just regular plays, no, not at all. And I would for many years only see plays and not read them also. But this is very interesting to me. I have another book or 2 about Greek drama that I have not opened either. One by Eric Siegel. He wrote Love Story, but he was also a prodigious scholar, perhaps. I haven't read enough, but what I've glanced at in the book that I have is very good. And I suspect that his lasting contribution to literature may well be his scholarship and not his, what is it, a romance novel, I guess, a love story. And other books of that ilk, I would suppose. Good on him for having a dual career. Now, the best plays that I've seen in my life, just by chance, have turned out to be very Greek-centric. There they go. When I was in college, I saw a student production of Antigone. And just before COVID, our court theater did a sort of an ad hoc trilogy of 3 plays about Agamemnon, one by each of the 3 great tragedians from Greece. And it was the first one, the Aeschylus, that just knocked my socks off. I went to see it twice. I've never seen a play that tops that. It was at Court Theater, and a rarity for them, because although they pride themselves as being a classical theater, they mostly do all kinds of other sort of junk. But nevertheless, the best theatrical experiences tend to happen with theater companies that are very uneven. A theater company that is at a very good level is generally not going to produce a great play, whereas a theater company that produces some god-awful plays will also tend possibly to not only, rise above it, but hit the ball out of the park, so to speak. Now, these books are kind of saddening to me because I know of a couple who recently got married, both actors, and they have left the theater profession, and I thought, well, it's possible that these belong to them, their neighbors. I've seen him in a play actually at the same Court Theater, and her in she had a part in the last Ignition Festival before COVID occurred. That was Victory Gardens Theater, which I believe is now defunct. COVID has sort of torn through the theatrical community, and it occurs to me that if not them, these books could very well likely be the remnants of somebody's theatrical career, although these are both in beautiful shape. They don't appear to have been read, so who knows? And will I get to the one about how to stage Greek tragedy today? I don't know, but it's something that I would definitely be very curious about. Playing Shakespeare, an actor's guide, is probably not something I need to read. I'll glance at it, of course, but I think in Hamlet, Shakespeare told everybody how to stage a Shakespearean play and how to stage any play. The directions were pretty concise, simple, and easy to do, really, but not in Chicago, where you have, or have had, no longer, Barbara Gaines, who, for Chicago Shakespeare, cannot stage a play like King Lear without packing it chock full with Frank Sinatra songs. But that's what we have in Chicago. And who was it? Robert Falls, the late Robert Falls, I believe, did a Shakespearean comedy and ended the comedy with the heroine dying in a sudden stabbing incident at the close of the play. So that's what we do in Chicago. At any rate, I just thought I would show you these couple of books which I happened to pick up. Thank you for stopping by.